Cabernet Sauvignon block here, block 12 in the Crimson Hill Vineyard here. And here, and you can see on the ground here, have these piles of this organic compost here. This is from the Cold Creek compost in Mendocino County here. And at Crimson Hill basically is I'm farming sustainably here, following the 3 E's, which is environmentally friendly, socially equitable, and economically feasible. So that being said, is that we want to be here, we want to provide something here for the next generations. We're in the 470 Syrah block here, and you actually see that I've gone through here, and we've made one pass here with basically it's a gas-powered trimmer here. And we go through, we cut these off at about 7, what we call bud positions here, so longer spurs here. And what this does, it allows us to get a little bit of a jump on a pruning, okay? And leaves the longer spurs out here, so there isn't the potential for mildew damage and frost damage here. So we'll wait now until early March, and then we'll come back in and prune these back then to a 2-bud spur, which would be, be right about here, right here, each position here. And actually we'll always go back to the lower position here. We'll cut this higher position off here, and we'll go back to the lower position in each case here. Always trying to keep the vine suppressed and smaller rather than letting it get out and get larger at this point in time. Hey, so this morning we're standing in the Crimson Hill Zinfandel block, okay? And this is kind of unique. This is what's it called, a century clone. So it's one of the old clones of Zinfandel, planted on 110R. Okay, our spacing is 8x6. Okay, and this is what I consider basically being having the potential to basically be the wine grower. Okay, we purchased our vineyard up here in 2000 in the Red Hills area of Lake County up here. And that being said, we're at 2,000 feet elevation here, and this area really gives me the quality potential here, being the wine grower. So what I mean by that is basically I look at not necessarily grapes per se, but I look at bottles of wine out here, finished bottles of wine out here, and I adjust my cultural practices necessary to maximize that potential. What I mean by that is you only do things as a need-be basis, okay? You never do a pesticide application as a routine method. You always have to make an assessment. Herbicide use here for weed control, I use a little bit of Roundup because I am in a non-till environment here, and my feeling is that that application is a very soft application compared to coming in and doing disking and hole plowing and just eroding the soils, creating more potential for erosion, and actually using more diesel fuel and making a larger carbon footprint. So that's the whole idea, is to be softer, less invasive, and only do things as need-be basis. Okay? We're here in the fermentation cellar of Gregory wines at this point, and I'm standing next to a couple stainless steel tanks here that I use typically for blending and fermentation if I need to. But to be honest with you, these days I ferment most of my stuff in what are called 48S macro bins, that hold about 1.6 tons. What I can do here is this tank right here would hold about 4.5 tons. But I can actually take that same amount and put it in 3 different fermenters and make 3 different wines out of it, adding complexity and actually change things up a little bit, learn something, have some fun, make it interesting, and always kind of like pushing the envelope. This is the 2008 Malbec. This is from Vineyards Vineyard in Red Hills, and it's real intense, lots of Malbec character. And what we're going to do with this is a good percentage is going to go into what I'm calling a cinder cone reserve, which is going to be Cabernet, Syrah, Grenache, and Malbec blend. And we'll probably then bottle up a barrel of it just for the wine club members at this point. Great fruit intensity, really got some great Malbec character. I think has been missing a lot of domestic Malbecs at this point. This morning we have basically is our list of portfolio of wines here, starting out with the 2008 Royal Sauvignon Blanc, okay, very fruit forward style. Next we have then is the 2008 Dry Riesling from the Romier Vineyard in Kelseyville. Next to that we have the 2007 Viognier from the Bartolucci Vineyard, also in Kelseyville, an organic vineyard. And then the rest of the reds that are all the estate grown fruit that I have here, starting with the 2008 Estate Rosé, which is a Grenache Syrah blend. The 2006 Grenache, which is 100% Grenache from the very top of the property here. And we'll go outside and see that in a little bit. And then the 2006 Syrah, it's also Crimson Hill Vineyard. And in 2005, this is the what we call a submerged cap fermented Syrah. And basically what this is, from a little different regime, where we actually insert a stainless steel screen in the fermenter and keep the skin suppressed underneath the fermenting liquid. Then we have the 2007 Zinfandel, which is a little bit of Petite Syrah there. And then we have this unique Cluster Select, it was a 3-barrel blend here, Cluster Select Sweet 2007 Zinfandel.